Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be installing Red Hat Linux version 8.5 inside VMware Workstation Pro on a Windows 10 PC. Before we begin, let's take a look at the minimum requirements to get this installed. For RAM, we're going to want to have at least 4 gigs of RAM. You can do it with less, but 4 is going to be best. 30 gigs of hard disk space, 4 CPU cores, the Red Hat ISO image file, which we'll be downloading in this video, and the VMware Workstation Pro 16. And if you don't have that installed, you can check out this video and I'll walk you through the steps. All the steps and tools used in this video will be linked in the description below. If you find this video useful, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'm trying to grow my channel as big as possible to reach as many users as I can. With all that out of the way, let's take a look at getting this installed. All right, here we are at our Windows 10 desktop, and I'm going to open up my browser. And the website that we're at right now is the developer website for Red Hat Linux. And what you need to do in order to download this for free is you have to sign up as a developer and you have to activate your subscription. So I'll quickly walk through those steps right now. Click on this button right over here. So you have to type in an email address, or you can sign in with one of these options over here. I'm just going to use my Gmail account. And then it's going to want you to sign in and select a password. So I'll go ahead and do that right now. And then we want to select that we've agreed to the terms and conditions and click on Create My Account. Okay, and now that we've signed up, we're able to now download the ISO image file. The one I'm going to be downloading is going to be the DVD ISO 64-bit version right over here, 8.5. If you want to download the beta version, it's right over here. It may not be as stable. I'm going to go with the latest release and the most stable one, which is 8.5. So go ahead and click on download, and it looks like it's going to ask for a little bit more information. So I'll go ahead and provide that right now real quickly. Okay, so we've filled all the information, and as you can see, it's going to start downloading the ISO image file. This will take a few minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to the next step. So you can see that the ISO image file is now completed. I can go ahead and close my browser. I'm going to make sure I know where it is because it's important to locate this file. We'll need it during the installation. It's in right now. It's in my downloads folder right over here. And as you can see, it's 10.2 gigs. And I'm going to go ahead and minimize this for now. Okay, so we downloaded the image file, and now we're at our desktop. I'm going to open up my VMware Workstation Pro, and here's the main dashboard. And we have the option to create a new virtual machine. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. And the first option that we're going to be selecting is going to be typical, and then we can click on next. And out of the 3 options over here, we're going to be selecting I will install the operating system later. Click on next. So under the guest operating systems, you want to make sure that we select Linux, and then the version in the drop-down list over here, we're going to be selecting Red Hat Enterprise Linux 64-bit. So we're going to select that one and then click on next. And this is where you can change the name of the virtual machine. You can customize this to whatever you want. I'm just going to shorten mine just a little bit over here. You can leave it as default. Now the location that it's going to be saved in, you can change this by clicking on Browse. If you're running into capacity issues or have another disk that you want to save it on, you can do that right now. Otherwise, click on Next. For the maximum disk size, I definitely recommend putting in 30 gigs. You can run it on 20, but you might run into some issues. So leave that as 30 over here. So we'll change that to 30. And then we're going to store it as a single disk file and then click on Next. In this window, we are going to customize some hardware settings. So we're going to click on this button. For memory, we have 2 gigs as the default. We're going to increase this to 4. And for processors, the available CPU cores is 1, but we want to update this. We want to change this to 4. Below that, under the new CD, we want to have the ISO image file pointed to it. So we're going to select this option, click on Browse. I have mine in my downloads folder. You can select whatever folder you have your ISO image downloaded, and then click on Open. For network adapter, you just want to make sure that it is in NAT, and everything else can be default unless you want to change those settings. So we're going to click on Close, and then back at the window, we're going to click on Finish. So our virtual machine has now been created. Now we just have to power it on and install the operating system. So we have Red Hat Linux selected over here on the left-hand side, and then we can click on the Power On option. Okay, so the option that we have over here is to install the operating system. So, all right, so we're going to be selecting the first option over here in the menu and then hit Enter. So we're at the installation wizard, and what you can do is select the language that suits you best. I'm going to be leaving mine as default and then clicking on Continue. So you can see that we have the installation destination highlighted here. Just want to make sure that you're selecting the right drive. And then we can click on Done. The root account is disabled. We're just going to click on this and just give it a password. Go ahead and type that in here twice and then click on Done. So we have the root password set. If you want to create a user, you could do that right now. It'll also ask you later on. So you can leave it as is, like we are right now. And then we're going to click on Begin Installation. So it might take a few minutes while it copies and installs all the software. What I'll do is I'll jump over to the next step. Okay, so the installation is now complete. We can go ahead and reboot our system. Okay, and we have the last couple of steps here is to accept the license agreement, and then we can sign in. So we're going to do that right now. So we have this license agreement information over here. You can go over the agreement, and then when you have, you can click on the I accept and then click on done. Now you have the option to create your user if you'd like to do that. And what I'll do is, as an example, I'll just do it right now real quickly. And you just type in a name here. It'll automatically fill out the username, and then you can type in a password for this user as well. And then we can click on done. And last step is click on finish configuration. Okay, and now we're in the sign in page. You can already see that we have a full screen, which is great. We don't have to worry about installing the VMware tools. So I'm going to select my user that I just created. I'm going to type in the password for it, and I'm going to sign in. Okay, and we have the welcome wizard. And you can go through this. You don't have to do every single step in here, but we'll just do it real quickly. So English will be the default. We'll click on next, and then we'll click on next for typing. Privacy, I like to turn this off, but you can choose whatever you're comfortable with. And click on next, and I'm going to skip the online accounts, and then we're ready to go. So we can click on start using the Red Hat, and you got the guarding. So this is just a little bit of a demonstration on how to set up your desktop. This is up to you if you want to go through the tutorials. I have some videos here for you. I'm just going to close out of that and show you that we're at the desktop. And there we go. So we've installed Red Hat Linux inside VMware Workstation Pro on a Windows 10 PC. We're up and running. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and put them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them. And if you thought this video was useful, please smash that like button. We're going to be doing a lot of different installations for different operating systems inside a virtual environment. So if that interests you, you can subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.